Hey guys, welcome to an auto review right here on ToyWorldOrder.com, starring me, Devall, and my buddy, Dave Draper.
Yay!
I almost called you Puppet Devall. That would have been weird.
Ooh. Isn't it ironic you just got this new logo for him and we're not doing any reviews?
He's coming back.
Maybe.
He's just decided to take a vacay.
Maybe. I don't know. He's pretty high strung.
Which is weird because
probably not going to appreciate me being on the show.
He doesn't have vacation time.
Because, you know, he's always all like, "Oh, I'm Dave. I like Star Wars. Blah, I'm old, blah."
Have you heard his Darth Vader impression?
I think it's pretty spot on. So Star Wars right on the front.
Okay, we're back with an all-new G.I. Joe 50th anniversary review.
Yay! Our last one for now until Toys R Us gets stuff in.
What's left?
There's the Ice Wolf. The Ice Wolf
and
the whatever they're calling.
That's the last main vehicle set.
It's the last vehicle set, and then there is a second round of 2-packs, which have been delayed. So
surprise, surprise. Yeah. But this time out, we're taking a look at the 2 of the 2-packs.
Yeah, we're taking a look at the first 2 2-packs.
We're taking a look at the
two-packs.
the Night Marksman 2-pack, which is Lowlight and the Night Viper.
Yep.
And the Heated Battle 2-pack, which is Blowtorch and the Heat Viper.
And of the 4, the Heat Viper is a new figure,
which is cool.
It has not been released in the modern era.
Yeah, they didn't do it at 25th. They didn't do it. Yeah.
No.
And he is a classic vintage Joe character.
Later in the era, but yeah, he is a vintage character.
Yep. So it's the first time they've done that figure in this modern scale.
style. Yeah,
which is pretty cool. So these are kind of musts to have for any major G.I. Joe collector. Mostly because of.
Well, I think he's a new character. He's a new figure of a vintage character. So
right.
I think this one's going to be very popular.
Yes.
I know a lot of people have grumbled about Blowtorch. This one I think is going to be a popular set. The Night Viper is a very cool character, and people are complaining that he's red. But I like him. I think he's cool. And then Lowlight was a very, very popular, very hard to find. Either Pursuit of Cobra 30th anniversary. I can't remember which one. It was one of those later era.
Right.
But he was very, very hard to find and very, very in demand.
Yeah.
So, and he's extremely well done.
Yeah.
So I think people are happy to get a second bite at the apple in terms of Lowlight.
Yeah, and that's the good thing with the G.I. Joe 50th. And Lowlight's pretty much unchanged from the last time.
Yeah, we're going to get to that, but he's basically the same figure with a slightly less good paint job.
That's a slightly less good.
Slightly less good.
The packaging...
Me English major.
Me English major. The packaging's really cool. I love the bubble here actually creates the star. Forms the star from the 50th logo, which is cool. In the front of it, of course, it's got your name of the 2-pack down here as well as the name of the characters. The back of it has the very simplistic data file that we've talked about before, very much in the vein of Joe vs. Cobra, that very simplistic square-style data file that just gave you the bare minimum information. And then as well as the little story here for 50 years and whatnot, as well as some of the classic characters on the sides. I found it odd with all of this 50th stuff, with the very little 50th stuff we're getting. There's no Snake Eyes.
I believe he comes with, I keep forgetting the name of the vehicle, but the vehicle in the Ice Wolf set.
The Ice Wolf set?
Because they always change the name of it, but it's the VTOL.
Oh, yeah. I gotcha. That's cool.
Yeah, I believe he's the pilot for that.
Just thought it was weird that there's no Snake Eyes the first really go around for most of the early stuff. So
yeah, well,
he's the later pack.
They've made plenty of him.
That's true. Yes, they've made plenty of Snake Eyes. Very cool, though. What do you say we break these open and take a look at them in better detail? Okay. I know there's lots of cool little stuff with Lowlight, so let's...
Yeah, especially Lowlight.
Yeah. Let's take a look. All right. New G.I. Joe 50th Anniversary 2-pack figures. Battle sets, as we like to call it. Heated Battle, and what was the other one? Night Vision Battle? Night Battle?
Some Night Battle, yeah.
Dave's got to find the packaging. He's like, what do I do with it?
What do I do with it?
There it is. What's it called?
Night Marksman.
Night Marksman. That was close. Very, very cool 2-packs. Of course, with the Heat Battle, you get Blowtorch here, you get a Heat Viper, and of course with Dave's there,
you get Lowlight and you get a Night Viper.
Yeah.
They call him Night Fighter.
Night Fighter.
No, Night Viper. You're right.
I'm gonna move Blowtorch and Heat Viper here. Why don't you give the gang a look at Lowlight and the Night Viper there?
Well, Lowlight again is a 30th anniversary figure. You notice the goggles come off completely.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's cool. He comes with a lot of stuff. He comes with his traditional Uzi, and he comes with his gun case. And the case opens up.
Did the vintage one come with a case like that?
No. He just came with a gun. And can see inside the case. The case is designed to hold a modular rifle that completely breaks apart, which is cool. Yeah. Here's the sniper rifle, and the suppressor comes off, and the bipod comes off, and
there we go.
Stock comes off, and then it all fits into the case. I'm doing it away from the camera, but
kind of like.
And the scope comes off apparently.
Kind of like with Destro's.
Yeah, good. Yeah, well, I would assume that the Destro actually probably was inspired by this case.
Right.
Maybe we'll do this. We'll do this off screen, and we'll bring it back Julia Child style.
Yes.
Ta-da. I mean, he's still got even more accessories. He's got the little scope, which they had a
like
version
a
of this.
laser scope, right?
It's a little sight, which they included with the Danger at the Dock set.
Right.
He's got a little tiny communicator,
walkie-talkie thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little tiny thing.
Tiny thing.
But he's also got a radio that attaches to the pack.
That just pops off.
And then it's got a little headset that comes off.
So basically, what you're telling me is Lowlight has everything is losable.
Everything is losable, and in fact, the piece de resistance of losable things for Lowlight, which this figure was infamous for, is he comes with a little case of bullets, and this one tiny bullet
comes out of it. Look how small that is.
How tiny that is. That's an actual little tiny G.I. Joe scale bullet.
So when people opened the package up originally, they probably
just like that,
and it probably snapped out and flew away, or it was already loose in the packaging and someone didn't realize it, threw away the packaging, threw away the bullet.
I imagine, yeah, the bullet is one of those probably ridiculously, stupidly rare pieces that's just going to haunt collectors down the road.
Yeah.
But then again, because we live in an internet age, a lot of collectors probably knew going in. I knew going in to be careful.
Right.
So there is that.
Imagine if this figure was a vintage figure.
And the backpack opens up. It might take me a while to get this open. And then there's stuff in the backpack.
That's interesting. Come on!
Plugs in like that, and then it pops open.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh wow.
Yep. And there's another suppressor.
Good gosh.
Oh, that's a suppressor and bipod. Those don't go in the case. Yeah, I actually cheated a little on this review because I used the gun in the case for the actual original
the first version of it, yeah.
Because I was going to do a comparison. So this is 50th, and this is the original release.
Very little is different between the two.
The paint apps on the 50th are not quite as good. You might want to keep your eye out. Make sure that you get a good paint app.
Right.
The ones that we found at Toys R Us had some pretty goofy eye issues. But essentially, there's like really minor. I can't even, looking at it now, tell the difference
between the two.
Yeah. Paint differences. Like maybe if you look at the back of the heads, the hair.
Hair's a little, one's a little lighter, one's a little darker.
One's a little lighter, and one's a little messier.
A little muddled.
Of, yeah. The 50th is like a little. You can tell that they reused the mold.
Right.
So we'll move him out of the way, and we'll talk about the Night Viper.
A lot of stuff with Lowlight. A lot of stuff.
A lot. Well, that was the appeal. That was the appeal. When we get the Night Viper, a lot of people are complaining about this figure because he's red. The red matches the Alley Viper from the last wave of Retaliation.
Correct.
One of the last waves of Retaliation. They go perfectly together. They look really cool. You've got the little helmet that pops up and down that has the little scope. You've got a sniper rifle.
Was the vintage figure for that one, wasn't the scope removable from the visor?
I believe it was, yes. I've never actually had the vintage version of this figure.
And this version is sculpted onto it, is it not? Or
yes,
is
it's sculpted onto the...
Yeah.
No, it comes off.
No, it comes off, okay.
Oh, well, I've never done that.
There you go.
I never bothered.
Something new every day.
You know what? You own Lowlight, you learn not to pull on things. And
Good call.
Not to look for pieces to lose.
Good call.
Comes with a second rifle, more traditional assault rifle.
Right.
It comes with this little. This version comes with this little knife. Don't know where that goes.
It's like a machete.
Yeah, it's not quite a machete, but it's pretty close.
It's a big knife.
It comes with the ammo bag that we saw before.
Right.
Beachhead. And this version actually comes with a little flashlight.
Oh, neat.
And even though it's not really designed to go in there, there is supposed to be a clip that goes in there because this originally came with. I believe it came with Beachhead originally. I mean, there was his gun had a removable clip that goes right in there.
I got you.
And then there's a shotgun that kind of plugs into the backpack like that. Yeah, and then there's a little pistol that plugs into the holster there. You can remove that. The holster does not seem quite properly designed for the pistol.
Right.
But it was the same thing that appeared on the Night Viper figure that was released, again, as part of that last group of figures for Retaliation.
Correct, which was the more classic style, vintage colors.
Well, it's the exact same toy. It's just got the classic green color scheme as opposed to the red color scheme.
Right.
But other than that, most of the accessories are all the same. It's basically the same toy. It's a really cool toy. It's a really cool design. I've always really liked it.
I can see why some fans and some collectors are kind of angry that they didn't just redo the green deco. But I agree, the red deco kind of adds something different. I mean, yeah,
it makes it unique. It makes it stand out.
It's kind of funny that he's a Night Viper and then he's wearing all red, and that doesn't work well.
You know, my thing is, the great thing about these toys is they're your toys, and you can make up your own story. And he doesn't have to be a Night Viper. He can just be, you know, my thing, I have him with the Alley Vipers, and he's part of like an urban combat team.
Right.
That goes in and draws fire. And he just happens to reuse the same gear as a Night Viper.
That's a cool idea. That's very neat. Very cool. It's a cool 2-pack. Low light though scares me because
there's so much stuff.
There's a ridiculous amount of stuff with it. And then the other pack, the Heated Battle. Here, we'll do this. The Heated Battle pack, of course, you get a Heat Viper, which Dave's going to tell you a little bit about, as well as a new painted version of a Blowtorch here, with some very interesting accessories.
Yeah, he comes with a kind of a hodgepodge of stuff that they just kind of tacked on for him.
Yeah.
I believe this came with barbecue. It's his backpack.
He's got his little backpack.
It's got the peg.
Yeah. Which there's nowhere to peg that on Blowtorch at all.
No, there's nowhere to put that on the figure. He's come with a couple of mines that originally came with Firefly.
Right.
And these are designed to be plugged into the back of Firefly's backpack.
Yeah.
And another assault rifle. So,
and then he's got his classic axe as well as his
actual
classic...
and he's got a... Yeah, I don't remember... Actually, the original figure didn't have an axe.
I gotcha.
That might also be another barbecue holdover, but I don't think... It doesn't look like barbecue's axe, though.
Gotcha.
And then he's got the classic flamethrower, which he's dropped. Doesn't hold on to.
No.
It doesn't fit his hand very well. But yeah, the classic flamethrower. It's cool because he's got the removable helmet, and the face mask comes off the helmet. So,
but our suggestion is to you have to take the face mask off.
Yeah.
There you go. Our suggestion is probably just to leave the mask on.
He does look he's got a little bit of a goofy.
Got a bit of a little goofy sculpt to the face.
Yeah, he's a little goofy looking.
Yeah. So he's not a great figure to have unmasked. In my humble opinion, as a non-Joe fan.
Then we get the Heat Viper. This is one of the later era figures. It's not one of my favorites. I'm sort of curious because the missiles do come off his feet. The little tiny missiles.
Are they just plugged into?
They're just slotted in there like they were on a vehicle.
I gotcha.
It's got the elaborate missile launcher. This was reused heavily in the early G.I. Joe versus Cobra relaunch days.
You alright?
Yeah, I got a ton of these in a backpack somewhere. Or
really?
In a bin somewhere. One kind of interesting difference is that the original helmet had like a little plug, and you somehow plugged the gun into his helmet.
Right.
They've gotten away from.
And it almost looks like this figure at one time, the sculpt on the side, if you look, looks like they were going to sculpt because there's a large chunk of something missing.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering if they decided, we're not going to put that there.
Yeah, could be. Could be, because it always seemed like it was always confusing what you do with the hose and the weapon and how you plug it in properly.
Right. I always liked this design of the late era vintage Joe. I always thought the Heat Viper was a very cool figure towards the end. Of course, they went with a more sci-fi approach as they were nearing the end of that run, and this fit really nicely in. His helmet was kind of otherworldly looking. And
it was interesting because it was split. It was like only half of it you could see out of.
Yeah. Which I'm sure doesn't work well at all when you have to fire a thing.
No, I'm sure. Especially when you're in a combat situation. You've only got like half your vision and...
Well, yeah.
You got a rocket launcher up next to your head.
Yeah, I can't see nothing. I like the little rockets on his feet, though. I think those are really cool. Although how would, I guess he just reaches down to grab it to put it in the little launcher.
Yes.
Either that or he just sticks his foot up on a ledge and fires the rockets from his ankle.
And it's interesting that the little things that hold it on is a separate little ring piece, because obviously this is a reuse of a... I'm not sure exactly which body, but it's clearly a reuse of just a jumpsuit body.
Right.
To have these things attached to the boots.
Right. But they are... You could probably pop the foot off and just slide those off.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I don't even think you need to pop the foot off.
No, they would probably slide right off.
Yeah.
I remember the vintage figure, though, just had
They were just pegged, yeah.
Yeah, they just clipped on. So pretty cool though. A neat 2-packs though. I think these are probably not some of the best 50th anniversary stuff that's out right now.
Yeah, I think that particular set's probably, even though it contains one of the few unique new characters,
right,
it's probably one of the weakest.
Yeah, I agree. There you go, guys. There's a look at the awesome G.I. Joe 50th anniversary, the first set of 2-packs to come out that are our shared exclusive with Toys R Us and BigBadToyStore.com. So very cool 2-packs. Of course, there's 2 more 2-packs coming?
Yes, there should be one with Lady Jane the Baroness and Snow Job and an Arctic themed Arctic themed bat.
Arctic themed bat. As well as there's another vehicle set to come. So Dave and I will be back real soon with another look at the rest of the 50th anniversary G.I. Joe stuff. Of course, the G.I. Joe stuff, we've lamented in the past couple of reviews about how it's very sad. This is all we're getting really for the 50th. The 50th should have been a big blowout.
It should have been a celebration of what G.I. Joe was. It should have been. I understand that the previous 12-inch figures haven't sold necessarily very well.
Right.
But you should have at least done something.
Yeah, I agree.
And it would have been nice to acknowledge. I would have loved like a set of figures and maybe have, one be a modern era take on a classic Joe,
right?
A modern era take on a Adventure Team Joe.
Right.
I know that the Collector Club did those, but like do them again.
Yeah.
And like do a whole thing all the way through Sergeant Savage and Extreme. Maybe just do one wave, one set. It would have probably required some new tooling more than what they did.
I agree.
But just a celebration of what you have done, as opposed to just kind of knocking off some stuff that you had lying around that was convenient.
I agree.
Which is what this is a very cobbled together attempt, almost like a cash-in.
Yeah.
And that's really sad. And even though we are getting a few cool pieces out of it, a character that hasn't been done, a neat recolor, a figure that was very much in demand and very hard to find.
Yeah.
A very cool vehicle that we haven't reviewed yet because we haven't got it yet. That they were going to do for 25th. It was just about to be produced, and then they pulled the plug. And now we're going to get it, which is the Ice Wolf, or whatever they're calling it these days.
And it's also kind of sad to know that due to current retailer requests, is one of the main reasons why none of these figures are in any other major retailer.
Yeah, I assume nobody else wanted them.
Nobody else wanted them because there's no movie, there's no TV show, there's nothing in conjunction with the 50th anniversary to really pull people into that aisle to buy them, according to some big, named retailers. So luckily, Big Bad Toy Store as well as Toys R Us combined stepped up to at least, I guess, when it comes to these exclusives, they front the cost a bit in order to get the exclusivity of these toys. And it's good for them that they did so, because we're at least getting something to celebrate the iconic action figure, which is basically what G.I. Joe represents. It represents the iconic action figure, 50 years. So it's cool that we're getting them. But again, it's really sad that it's all we're getting again, though. But
I agree.
It is at this point. It is what it is.
It's one of those things. Maybe if they sell super well, they'll make more. But I really don't think so. I think this is what we're getting, and that's going to be about it. And from what I understand, it was mostly because Hasbro was caught short and surprised at the outcry,
right?
That nothing was being made for 50th.
Because I don't know how they thought that they were going to skirt by the 50th and no one was going to say anything.
I really don't know. From what I understand, some of the previous anniversaries have not sold as well as I thought they would.
Well, not when you do them every 5 years.
No, you do them every 5 years, and this one was a big one, I think. I think this one really deserved some kind of acknowledgement. I think the 40th, and you don't have to go necessarily all out, but I really think you could have done more. You could have done something that was unique.
Right.
And that's not what this feels. This feels like, hey, here's stuff we have lying around. Buy it.
Yeah, very much so.
Because there's nothing else to buy for G.I. Joe collectors except other, stuff from other manufacturers or third party. Everybody's clamoring for it because it's the only game in town.
Right.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, there you go, guys. You can check these out. You can get them from Toys R Us as well as BigBadToyStore.com. These are showing up in stores in Toys R Us nationwide.
These in particular these were purchased at our local Toys R Us.
Yep. So they are showing up in abundance for the most part. So you can check those out. You can subscribe to us on Toys R Us.
Yay!
On YouTube.com. Go to youtube.com/ToyWorldOrder and hit subscribe. Helps us out tremendously. As well as go to ToyWorldOrder.com itself and check out all the great podcasts and other great shows on there. Married to the Collection with myself and my wife, Carrie Devall, as well as Dave and Devall's Toys and Collectibles with myself and Mr. Dave Draper here. So make sure you guys do that. Dave and I will be back real soon with another, as we wrap up the remainder of the G.I. Joe 50th. We'll be back real soon as we get a hold of this stuff.
Yeah.
Check it out just for you guys. So, gang, take care, and until next time.
Keep playing with your toys.
We'll see you next time, gang. Take care. Do you think if he like, used his hatchet and broke that cord that it would just blow up on everybody?
No, see, what I think you should do is just aim for the feet.
Oh, God! Ah! It's horrible.
Yo, Joe!
Yo, Hotfoot. That's what I did there, Hotfoot.
Yeah, I got it.
Testing.
I actually think that's the name of the character.
Oh, crap.